Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, I trust you enjoyed my last video on Frenchman F.R. David and through his song Words Don't Come Easy, particularly when you're trying to say I love you to someone for the first time and how tricky it can be. You know, the vulnerability and honesty that's required in those three words. So quite an insightful song, that one. Well, we're going from there to Francesco Stephen Castelluccio today, born in 1934 in New Jersey. And he was a few acts before he met Bob Gaudio, Tommy Donato and Nick Massey, and together they were Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Of course, there have been a few members since that time, but these were the four that certainly hit the ground running with incredible harmonies, first of all. And I'm going to put Frankie Valli in the distinctive category because there's no one else remotely like this guy. He has got an incredible range, incredible tone, incredible beauty to his voice. In fact, he is an American music treasure, in fact, a world treasure, that is for sure. And there have been quite a few people in the Four Seasons, but certainly at the start of those four, we had, Frankie, Bob, Tommy, and Nick. In between 1962 and 1992, 21 studio albums, several compilation albums, and stacks of singles. Estimated these guys have sold around 175 million albums, so pretty successful in the scheme of things. These guys were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1990 and the Vocal Group Hall of Fame in 1999, of course, as I've already talked about how amazing these harmonies actually are. The Jersey Boys, as these guys have known, have gone on to have a movie and also a stage show. And I've actually seen the Jersey Boys live on stage themselves. It's pretty amazing when you get the whole band in there and all the rest of it. But obviously Frankie Valli also has had a pretty amazing solo career, and between 1967 and 2021, there's been 12 studio albums. I think the thing I love about Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons is just their slickness and smoothness, and the fact that they just really, really knew who they were and they had what each other was capable of, and because of that, they've become one of the most compelling acts in the world and have been doing this for a long, long time. Now, when I think of Frankie Valli in particular, and we'll get on to some clips in a minute, but when I think of Frankie Valli, the song I think about is Can't Take My Eyes Off of You. You know, let's think about these words for a second. You're too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You're like heaven to touch. I want to hold you so much. And thank God I'm alive. You're too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. Now, think about these lyrics for the second. It actually encompasses everything about love in just 4 lines. We've got, first of all, physical attraction. We've got the wanting the intimate moments, but it's also more than that. It seeps into who we are as human beings, and the fact that love makes such an incredible difference in our lives that, you know, we thank God we're alive, you know, and I can't believe life is as good as it is. I think, you know, this is what love is. Love is, first of all, really, really compelling. And when you get all these kind of things happening all at the same time, it's a bit overwhelming. I can't take my eyes off you. But it's not like just a physical attraction here. You're looking at the whole person. You're looking who they are as a person, everything that makes them tick and makes them amazing. And you're thinking, wow, I just can't believe you're in my life. It's a beautiful thing to be able to say to someone. And, you know, another one of Frankie Valli's songs, My Eyes Adore You. No, I never laid a hand on you. My eyes adore you. You know, that concept again of eyes see, but it's the innermost being of who we are that does the adoration. And I think, you know, we always got to remember that, you know, we fell in love with this person and we actually want them in our lives. And, you know, that feeling of absolute wonder and amazement should always be there. It may not be like as big, but certainly it deepens. That thing of adoration, and all the rest of it should always be there, because you are loved by someone, and someone loves you. And when you can't take your eyes off each other, and you're adoring each other, it's a beautiful thing. Now, what are relationships? What's marriage? Well, it's cherished togetherness. It's the ability to be able to do life together and be so glad that you are, because life is so much better with somebody else when you've got a real connection with someone than it is when you're on your own. And if you're in a situation right now where you have known that cherished togetherness, and through whatever circumstance you're no longer in that moment, just know how it can be a bit of a trick and a bit of a challenge. And sometimes, we're looking for that special person to have a chat to about it. And sometimes the conversation happens as you go. You might be in a little bit of a group of people. There might be shared experience. The next minute you're resonating with someone you haven't even met. This is a great thing about life and the people that we meet. There is often hardship happening in life. And to be able to share it with other people in those moments is a pretty amazing thing. So, if you're in a relationship right now, can't take my eyes off you, my eyes adore you, let's keep that feeling, hey, because they are special in your life and you're so glad they're there, okay? So, let's get on to the clip. So, we do have a few clips today. We've got, first of all, going back a little bit, 1960s, we've got Sherry, Ragdoll, and Walk Like a Man. So there's a bit of a medley there, of a bit of a black and white footage there, and it just shows them back when they were really starting out. So we've got that one. We then got another medley a little bit later on. We've got Grease, which of course was actually this is an American Independence Day concert. I'm thinking it's very much red, white, and blue. We got a bit of medley again of Grease. Of course, that was one of Frankie Valli's big hits, the theme song to Grease from 1978. And then we got the iconic Can't Take My Eyes Off of You. Now, when you do go to hear Frankie Valli, that's the song you're hanging out to hear. And so it's good to see that one. We followed that one up with, and of course, in 1967, when that song came out, that went to #1 in many places around the world. So it was a massive song for Frankie Valli. And Let's Hang On as well. Now, I can remember Barry Manilow doing a version of this song as well. But, a lot of these songs are just so familiar to us. They're kind of in our psyche. They're really incredibly written songs, really. And, when you've got four guys as seamless as the Four Seasons and Frankie Valli, it's very easy to write songs. Obviously, from New Jersey, life was a little bit hard and a bit rough for these guys. But they were able to shake that and go into superstardom. Of course, Bon Jovi too came from New Jersey. So there's something good about just doing life a bit harder, and it adds just something really amazing to your performance and music, because you seem like your life depends upon it. Now, I did talk about My Eyes Adored You. This is a live clip from 1974. So here we see them in the 1970s. So we've got 1960s. We've got 1970s, probably a little bit later. So we've got kind of all of Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons career in this clips below. And I thought, just for a bit of fun, when I was thinking about Can't Take My Eyes Off You, of course we think about that movie 10 Things I Hate About You. And here we see Heath Ledger, his character, singing out to the girl, Can't Take My Eyes Off of You. It's just such a beautiful clip. And they talk about this being one of the most amazing confessions of love in any movie, this particular song. And of course, when you see Heath Ledger, it's a bit sad he's no longer with us, because he did leave us a little while back. And it was very sad. Of course, we all know of his iconic role as the Joker in Batman and everything else, but it's good to see him having a bit of a fun here and a bit of a laugh here. And amazing what you can do when you actually do love someone, the extent that you'll go to. This is what Frankie Valli was all about. He's showing how much he loves somebody. So the links to those 1, 2, 3, 4 clips are in the description below. And I've also included my last clip from F.R. Davis. So if you want to recap on him, words don't come easy. Sometimes you need to show, and I think Frankie Valli kind of carried this on a little bit today, where, we think about how we can show and how we can tell, that we love somebody. So we've got his video from last time. Now, so if you've come back for another one, or this is your first time to Life Reflections Through Music, thank you very much for everyone for hanging around. I'm really enjoying this engagement we'll be getting late. Very exciting today. Thank you very much to everybody for hanging around. Now, I have had one comment made, and that is, if the videos could be made shorter, that would be absolutely amazing. Your content's pretty good, but if you made them a bit shorter, that would be good as well. So, open to suggestions there. If you think, well, actually, if you think about just cutting this bit out or just doing that bit a bit different, by all means, give me ideas, because it's all about you guys and making the videos as entertaining, as encouraging as they can for you. So, put a comment below about that. So, Australia's been rocked a little bit of late with a couple of, significant deaths. First of all, Judith Durham from the Seekers. We're talking Australian music royalty right there, and also Olivia Newton-John. So I've got a few little tributes coming up in the next little while. So I thought what we'd do next time, seeing Frankie Valli sang the theme song to Grease, I thought we'd look at Grease next time. Of course, Olivia was part of that movie as Sandy, and then we'll look at her a little bit more next time. I think after that we'll look at Judith Durham. So we've got a little bit of a tribute coming up. We don't always need to do these tributes the minute someone dies. Sometimes you need to reflect a little bit about what made them so significant. And so, so that's where we're heading over the next little while. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.